All right, welcome back. I'm Randy Bueller. I'm still here with Brian Hacker. We're ready for Game 5. This ought to be fun. Brian Davis is trying to become the third consecutive rookie to win Pro Tour Chicago. He's also trying to become the first person ever to win the finals 5-0.
That was rude. That was really, really rude. You know that? You know what? When he's up there with the trophy, I'm going to tell him you said that.
It would be an amazing accomplishment. I mean, we can't think of someone who's come back from being down 0-2 in the finals. I know
to win 5-0? That's amazing, isn't it?
to win it all.
All right.
All right, let's see how the draws are.
Hope you're having as much fun out there as we are here. This has been crazy.
Ritual, no swamp. He cannot keep that.
Well,
Maher's hand is... Maher hasn't really had a good draw the entire match.
That might
Yeah, Brian Davis is already
actually
starting to mulligan. What? How good is Maher's draw? What's he got?
Well, he's got an Aura Silence. It looks like he's got a Counter Spell. He's got some other white cards, so I think one of them's an Enlightened Tutor.
If he's got Enlightened, Compost, Aura...
Yeah, he has a... I think he had a Swords. Rumor has it that he went to the sideboard in between...
He has Compost in hand. Tundra, Tropical, Compost, Counterspell, Aura of Silence, Plow, and Light of Day.
Okay, so no
the Plow and
tutor.
the Light of Day are almost worthless.
Right.
All Plow does is gain life if he sacks his own creatures, and all Light of Day does is hold up Dystopia for a turn. But Bob didn't really have much in the sideboard for this matchup. He had the Compost, which is amazing, but which has only affected one game so far. But he was having trouble with cards. I think some people think maybe he should have brought in Phyrexian Furnace just to cantrip off of it, rather than have some of these dead creature removal cards. Ritual Necro.
Oh, Lord. Unmask?
We're in for a good game.
Almost. Jeez.
There's no force in Bob's hand.
God.
Ritual Necro will hit the table before
I'm
Compost.
switching religions to whoever this guy prays to.
Unmask!
I swear to...
Good Lord! Please be quiet. Celebrate quietly.
If anybody out there knows who he prays to, let me know afterwards.
By the way, Maher just said that card must be a beating because he could hear us.
That's amazing.
Celebrate with gestures.
Oh my Lord.
This takes Compost, right?
Yeah.
He takes Compost, Rituals, Necro, and whatever. Counterspell doesn't beat Necro. Not after the Necro's in play. Counterspell only beats the Skull if the Skull doesn't get into play.
Yep.
Bob says, yup. Wow.
Bob's got to start grinding in now, much like he did Game 1. Hope he can...
Bob used to have a good draw. Davis sets aside 5 cards. Going down to 15. There's an Unmask and a Corrupt. 2 Wastelands is pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. Especially, yeah, it's really, really important, I think, to
Bob draws
stunt
another
Bob's,
Counterspell. That doesn't do anything.
Bob's
Bob
mana draw.
Bob has no land in his hand, right?
I think he has 1 left. I could be wrong, though.
Just waste.
Let's see. Let's look at his hand.
I don't
is
see
that
any
one on
land
the
in his
side?
hand.
There, is that one? Randy?
Counterspell on the left edge.
Okay, yeah, he looks out of mana.
Davis takes 2 cards down to 13.
This looks kind of akin to Dave Price versus Ben Rubin in the finals of LA, where there was just no permanence in play.
Over Necros by 1. Discards anything but Wasteland. Please don't discard Wasteland. Bob draws.
Go.
Not land. Oh. Bang. Bob has no permanence in play. He only needs 1 card here. Maybe 2. 1 card's fine.
Yep. Go ahead.
Here's
Go.
Force of Will. I would go ahead and unmask just to see what's up and make room in my hand for more cards. And Brian's playing correctly. I agree with this.
Especially with the Necro in hand. He can do it almost at no cost.
Right. Take Force of Will.
Jeez.
Look at that hand. How good would that hand be if Bob had land?
Hope we don't get too land.
Well, and Brian didn't have Necro on the table.
Sure, look at wasted.
That Wasteland card's pretty good. Takes Force of Will, right?
For those of you that were in LA, you can remember Ben Rubin in the 5th game after a very exciting final, much like this, lost to Dave Price. Dave Price drawing like 2 or 3 wastelands in that final game. This seems very similar,
Did he
where
take
it's
counterspell?
just not much you can do.
Why did he take counterspell?
I have absolutely no idea.
He wants him to force something?
I guess.
Take one. Draw some land. That's all he needs. He just wants land.
Yeah.
For now. He just wants to build land up so he can unload. What is it? Drain, drain, corrupt? Bob still
Maher
doesn't
didn't
draw land.
land.
He's got 3 drains and a corrupt. It's just a matter of building up to 6 land and hoping Bob doesn't top deck too much.
Is he going to consult?
What would he consult for?
Okay, no, he didn't consult. All right. I guess at this point there is no reason to take any chances.
I mean, if he doesn't draw lands, eventually he should consult for swamp. But all right, there's floodplain.
Davis must think this game's going to last for a while, that he would need to take a counterspell over Force of Will.
Yeah, it doesn't. That surprises me. Seems like he'd take Force of Will.
I guess he's thinking that Bob's going to draw into land. Another wasteland.
Wasteland. That card seems okay.
Yeah, it's a little
That's not
harder to
land.
use the wasteland.
All right, discard light a day. Yeah, I mean the fact that the floodplain untapped, you can't waste it. But
Right.
whenever you get around to it, Bob, I'm ready for you.
Shinto, Buddhist, whatever, just let me know.
Yes. He worships at the altar of Torok.
Yeah.
You can talk all you want about that Yawgmoth guy, but my money's still on Torok.